Look at the weather.
It's beautiful here.
Non-stop rain.
Oh, man, it is a blazer out there.
It's cold and it's shivery.
It is cold.
Really coming down here.
I really enjoy your weather reports.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, we're talking weather in a whole new way. From historical events to what's coming up, plus weather news, science, safety, fun facts, and more.
I like where this is going.
This is Weather Weekly. Weather Weekly with Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey.
Episode 204 of Weather Weekly. Good to be with you. I realize if you listen to this podcast that I messed the numbers up. My apologies. This week, corrected. I got ahead of myself. 204. That's where we stand out now. 204 podcast episodes, and I thank you for being along with us here on Weather Weekly as we now flip the script to the month of December. Did that on Sunday, and man, did we flip in a big way with some pretty cold temperatures over the weekend, coldest of the season thus far. And winter has arrived in a big way. We, of course, start meteorological winter in the weather world on December 1st. So we did that on Sunday. Still have a few more weeks, actually. It's right before Christmas. Before we flip it on the calendar, which is the winter solstice, the longest amount of nighttime, shortest amount of daylight that we will see. That's coming up here near the end of the month, all right? We'll talk about some December stats, winter stats as well, since we kind of flipped to a new season. And, of course, we'll get you geared up for this first full week of the month of December. That is coming up next in episode 204. That is the correct number now. 204 for the week ahead, December 2nd, 2024, right here on Weather Week. It is episode 204, the week ahead, December 2nd, 2024. Let's get going here on a Monday, the 2nd here. And I will say that this cold spell is going to be sticking around for a while here. I think for this week anyway, we're talking well below average temperatures. You have to keep in mind, I know we have really kind of tanked a little bit, but the beginning of December, our high temperatures still should be into the 40s, well into the mid 40s for this time of year, okay? And obviously we have not been anywhere close to that since late last week, and then of course this weekend. So we'll go with maybe some flurries for your Monday, maybe some light snow in the afternoon. I don't really see it as significant accumulations, but now we've been cold enough that we could get a little bit on bridges, overpasses, that sort of thing. And this will be kind of on and off all day on Monday. It's kind of what we had over the weekend. We're not going to have, heavy snow. And when I say that, like, I'm not talking about what happened south of Indianapolis Saturday night, like down in Bloomington or anything like that. More so like what happened on Friday where we had kind of just this intermittent snow, but it could be enough to kind of slick up the roads, okay? So just keep that in mind. We'll finish with highs into the mid-20s. I'm going a high of 27 here on Monday. Monday night will be partly cloudy and cold, a low down to around 17. Tuesday, we are sunny. I think we're a little warmer, high of 32. It's still well below average for this time of year. Again, winds should be light. May have a little bit of drizzle, wintry mix late Tuesday night. That could ice things up a little bit. Got to keep an eye on that. Low down to 25. Maybe some light freezing drizzle there. So please keep that in mind. Wednesday, we do have a chance for, again, maybe some light freezing rain or snow. Could get a little bit of a glaze. Could slick things up a little bit. So be aware of that Wednesday morning for the drive in. Otherwise, I think we are just kind of partly to mostly cloudy. We'll finish with a high of 42. So it does turn warmer briefly here on Wednesday as a warm front kind of passes by, but it also gets awfully windy. We could see wind gusts up to around 30 miles per hour. Wednesday night, then we're mostly cloudy. We'll fall to a low of around 21. That system then will move past, and then again, we are talking chilly temperatures again. Thursday, dry, sunny, a high of 29. An overnight low of 16. Friday, sunny, a high of 31, an overnight low of 19. Saturday, we'll have a chance of snow showers, a high of around 34 as we go into the start of the weekend. And I do think we're probably not a whole lot better here for Sunday. We may see slightly warmer temperatures. Some of the national blend of models, the extended stuff that we look at, has us getting up closer to 40 degrees. By Sunday, that would be the 8th of December. All right, so kind of an active week here. I don't see any major system that would bring us significant accumulation over the next several days. But we do have several waves that, because of this northwest flow, what we call clipper systems that are going to be kind of in the neighborhood. And that could squeeze out some precipitation. Saturday for sure. Sunday, possibly another kind of rain snow mix. We may be warm enough, just on the warm side, that it could be rain. That's a long way off. Obviously, that system kind of dives down to the south a little bit. It'd be snow. So a couple of systems this weekend that could bring us some action here. I will say some of the models by middle of the month are showing maybe a brief but more significant warm-up that could bring some rainfall. That would be around the 15th and 16th kind of area. We'll have to kind of keep an eye on that. You know, that's kind of gets you in the land of voodoo a little bit. So anything can happen that far out. But models are kind of squeezing out maybe some chances for warming conditions for the middle of the month, which wouldn't be a bad thing. All right. So that's where we stand now. Just got to gear up for kind of a cold week ahead here. We'll talk about some December and winter stats. We'll also look at the 8 to 14 day outlook and the December outlook as well. That's coming up next here on Weather Weekly. All right, just did some quick stats for you here. The official numbers will be coming from the Weather Service. I think probably later on this week, but we can already kind of look these up. And we're talking about the month of November since we have now moved into December. Some interesting stats here. Average temperature, it actually ran pretty warm for the month, 47.9. So that's factoring all the highs, the lows, and everything in between. It's the 11th warmest on record from what I could gauge there. Precip. We had 3.92. That's all liquid equivalent there. That's good for 42nd. All right. Now that's out of 154 years, essentially. All right. And let's see. Snowfall. We ended up getting 3.3 inches of snow for the month. That is good for the 21st snowiest on record. And the most snow in the month of November since believe I'm reading this right, 1997, when we had 5.8. So, yeah, it's been a long time. It's the first time actually in this century, all right, in the 2000s, that we've gone over 3 inches for the month of November, if I'm reading this correctly here. So, and the first time since the 1990s that we've gone, obviously, over the 3-inch marks. We did a couple of times in the 90s. We did it, let's see, 91, we went over 3 inches, looks like. Almost did it in 2022, had 2.8. 2019, we had 2.8 as well. But, again, first time in this century that we have gone over 3 inches of snowfall. So I thought that was kind of interesting there. All right. So there you go. Let's talk, shall we? Let's go ahead and do, we will do the averages for the month of December. Average average precipitation, liquid, 2.92, one of the drier months that we have, not a shock. And it ends up being the second snowiest month on record for us. 6.4 inches of snowfall is what we average for the month of December. All right. So there we go. That's where we stand now. Let's go ahead and now we will look at the 8 to 14 day outlook and, see where we stand here. This would be for the week of December 8th through the 14th. Starting to maybe see some signs of a pattern breaking down. I mentioned that we may start to see some things warming up by the 14th, 15th, 16th, the middle of the month. Now, in the time period specifically that I mentioned, the 8 to 14 day outlook, it still looks below average. All right. And so the CPC's outlook reflects that. But it's not as strong of a signal. Most of the below average temperatures maybe go out toward the Atlantic coast. Above average temperatures out to the west. Near normal precipitation is what we kind of are looking ahead toward. There's really no strong signals either way for the entire month of December for both temperature or precip. It's equal chances either way. So you really don't get any help with some of the stuff. Although the 3 to 4 week outlook, which would be December 14th through the 27th, which would take us into the holidays there. Pretty decent signal of above average temperatures. No strong signals for precip, but it does give us some signs that, we might start to warm things up just a little bit, which would be a good thing. Okay, real quick, because we are jumping into the winter season. December, January, February, obviously are our winter months, where we average the bulk of our snowfall. We average 25.5 inches of snowfall per year. In that 3-month stretch, it's, you're talking 21 inches of that falls in that 3-month stretch. So 21 and some change of snow. Our average snowfall falls in this 3-month stretch of December, January, February. January being the snowiest of the months. February then being the third snowiest. We actually, even when you get out of winter and you go into spring, March now averages around 3.2 inches of snowfall. So we do get still quite a bit of snow. Last year's winter, we ended up, just in comparison, we were plus 5.5 in temperature for the winter. The highest temperature we had was 73 in February. I could justify this. I brought this up to my colleague, Scott Sander, at work. And I look back at, my golf app, or it's like a GPS thing, but I can also keep my score on it. And it shows all the dates that I played golf. I played 4 times, I think, in the month of February. And I'm not one of those crazies that'll go out there in 40-degree weather. I need it pretty mild. But yeah, 73 was our highest temperature in winter season last year. Lowest was -6. That was on the 15th of January. We were down about a half an inch of precipitation. Now it's liquid equivalent for last year. And of course we were, again, below average for snowfall last year. So greatest amount of precip we picked up was 1.22. That was on January 9th. So, and then obviously we had the big snow for All-Star Weekend. That was the biggest snow that we had in our area. So, yeah, we'll see if we can do better. There are some good resources for you to look up. Ryan Morse did a great story with our local National Weather Service office about what they believe is going to be happening this year with this year's winter season. They think we're going to have a below average snowfall, but higher than what we've had last year or the last couple of years. It has been kind of a struggle with the snow the last couple of years. So keep that in mind. And if you want more resources, just go to wishtv.com. And go to the weather page. Ryan Morse, again, excellent details about all that stuff right there. Thank you for sticking around on a longer podcast this week as we kind of gear up for a new season here. Always appreciate your time. You can shoot me an email anytime with any comments or suggestions, marcus.bailey@wishtv.com. You can also reach me out on social media, Marcus Bailey Weather on Facebook, and on X and Instagram, it's @Marcus Bailey. You can also get our forecast for free 24 hours a day on our website, wishtv.com/weather, and of course our free Storm Track 8 weather app. And you can get my forecast Monday through Friday on the TV side locally here in Central Indiana on Channel 8, Wish TV, starting at 4 a.m. Hope to see you there. While you're here, make sure to check out all the other great podcasts, all part of the All Indiana Podcast Network. Have a wonderful week. We will talk to you soon, and God bless.
Discover more from Storm Track 8 Weather and Wish TV. Online at wishtv.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Plus, be sure to check out more great podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.